everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's look is my everyday makeup routine. This look is very simple. It only involves a few products, concealer and a powder foundation, blush and mascara. This look can be worn anywhere. It can be worn to work. It can be worn to run your day-to-day errands. I try to keep it as natural as possible for a day-to-day or work look. I don't wear any eyeshadow or false lashes or anything like that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.
I wanted to start off by showing you guys the difference between a filled-in brow and a brow with no product. My brows are very thin and sparse, so I do fill them in on a day-to-day basis. First, I start by taking a spoolie and combing through my brows. Next, I go in with Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Ebony, and I dip my brush in and then wipe the excess off in the top of the product. And I go in and start to fill in the top portion of my brow. And I am using an angled brush here. I believe it is by Anastasia as well, and it is in the number 12. And I start by making small, short strokes. You want to make hair-like strokes using very light pressure. And I'm creating my arch here and forming the tail of my brow. And you want to use very, very little product and build as you go. Here I'm coming in to form the front portion of my brow. I did not dip my brush back into the product. I just picked up a little bit more product on the top that I showed you earlier. Going in and filling in any sparse areas near the tail of the brow. Again, using small hair-like strokes and very, very light pressure. And since this is a everyday makeup look, you don't want to make your brows too dark, so that's why you want to use the lightest amount of pressure possible. And especially when you're coming towards the front of your brow, so you don't want a really dark, heavy brow in the front either. It'll look unnatural. And here I haven't picked up any more product. I'm just using what I have left on the brush to kind of blend in the front portion of the brow. And I don't have many hairs in the front of my brow, so I really have to go in and form those tiny hairs with the brush. You want to try to get your brows as even as possible in the front. I know it can be very difficult, especially if you're a beginner at brows. Next, I'm going in with another Anastasia product. This is her brow powder, and I believe it's in the shade Ebony as well. And I'm going in with the darker side to fill in the tail portion of my brow. You always want the tail to be darker than the front of your brow. Next is a cleanup stage, and I'm using a concealer in the shade Fawn, and this is a skin tone color concealer. When you're going for a more natural brow, you want to use a concealer that matches your skin tone instead of a highlighting concealer. Adding a little bit of the concealer to the brush, I'm going in and placing that on the underside of my brow, and this will help clean up any mistakes you may have made, and also will make your brow look a lot more sharp and defined. You want to focus the majority of the concealer on the tail of the brow, and then blend everything downward toward your eyelid. And I try to use as little product as possible for this step, which will also allow for a more natural look. Here I'm going in with an e.l.f. brush to blend everything out, and it is the blending eye brush. I also use this brush to lighten up the front of my brow if I was a bit heavy-handed there. And this just blends out the edges so you won't have a squared off brow in the front. Next, I'm going in with Brow Gel by Anastasia, and this is in the color Espresso. And that's the completed brow, you guys. Here we're going to get started on the face. I am going in with a MAC Prep and Prime pen in the shade Peach. And I'm using this to conceal any dark circles or discoloration that I have under my eyes. Going in with a damp beauty blender to blend it all out. Next, I'm taking my concealer, and this is the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay. And I am bringing that pretty low to cover up any dark circles or imperfections. You want to do it in the shape of an upside down triangle. Blending that out with a damp beauty blender as well. You want to make sure you apply the concealer to your eyelids. We won't be wearing any eyeshadow today. Next, I'm going in with a powder foundation by Urban Decay, and it's the Naked Skin Ultra Definition Foundation in medium dark golden. Taking my beauty blender and applying that to my skin, and this foundation can be worn wet or dry, and I prefer using it wet, so I'm going in with a damp beauty blender to apply. Next, I'm going in with the Anastasia Contour Kit, and I'm using the shades Mellow Yellow and Peaches and Cream to set my under eye concealer. And this will prevent my concealer from creasing. Here I'm going in with the Ambient Lighting Powder by Hourglass in the shade Diffused Light. Next, I'm going in with my highlighting powder by NARS in the shade Albatross and highlighting my cheekbones. Here I'm going in with blush by Tarte. I'm using a natural blush, nothing too dark, nothing too light. Here I'm going in with some mascara and lip gloss to finish off the look. And this look is completed, guys. This is my everyday look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.